there. Let's keep the week rolling just right with the right mix of news and conversations. And whether you're catching us online or on TV, hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to Beautiful Day.
And we got great stories for you today. We have a story of hope with our first guest, or rather one of our big guests here today, because he's the son of a single dad. He also topped the 2025 Pharmacists Licensure Examination. We have Sean Jan Ilagan coming in later. I'm excited to meet him simply because I love hopeful stories in the morning.
Yes. And, being a parent, I know how difficult it is to raise a child. What more if you raise the child by yourself?
Single dad
so,
pa talaga,
single
no?
dad,
Oh,
diba?
wow.
So, mamaya ipakwento natin kay Sean Jan Ilagan. I love his name, Sean Jan. Say that 10 times real fast.
Hindi, parang nalala ko si Jay Sean.
Oo,
Nalala
para
niyo ba
si
yung
Jay Sean.
2010s?
Yes.
Late 2000s. But of course, it's another gloomy day. So we're gonna give you a bit of a weather update later on just to see what's happening. If I'm not mistaken, especially in the Visayas region, talagang umuulan talaga doon, especially in Mindanao as well. We're gonna find out why together. And of course, we're also gonna have a guest coming in for Weather HQ. We're gonna be talking about a science-driven shift against yung mga plastic waste natin. So we're gonna find out more and more about that because it's important to make decisions via technology, science, and all of that. So we're gonna find out all together what this actually means. It's the PNRI and the IAEA that's leading that shift. And if you don't understand
That's a
what
lot of
those
letters.
acronyms are, yes, we'll
A lot
explain
of
it later
letters
on.
today.
Yeah, Mr. Jordan Madrid will join us later on.
And later on, also, we will be talking about the Miss Universe pageant again.
Uy.
Apparently, hindi pa rin matatapos itong conversation. Pageants are political. That's going to be our hot takes for later because Miss Universe President Raul Rocha says Miss Cote d'Ivoire, Olivia Yase, hindi siya nanalo because she has a weak passport. And the weak passport, it really hurt her chances of winning Miss Universe 2025. So, mahihirapan daw siya. Oh, we'll talk about that later. Pero mahihirapan daw siya going to other countries because of her weak passport. Kaya nga daw Miss Universe.
Yeah, but you know what?
That has sparked a lot of anger. Lalo na sa mga other contestants.
Because for me personally, again, we're going to talk about this later, pero the Philippines doesn't have necessarily a strong passport.
And we've won.
We've won
Yes.
multiple times.
Yes, that's
recently,
right.
diba? I mean, like, we have to apply visas for everywhere.
And I feel like that has never been an issue before. So now that it has been brought up, people are already talking about it. It has sparked outrage, especially among the other Miss Universe contestants. So we'll talk about that for hot takes later on. If you want to chime in on our conversation, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube, BNCPHL. Go ahead, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I always check these comment sections so you can send your messages as early as now. Let us know where you're watching us from, and we will say hi to you. We got, viewers from different provinces. Meron din from Arizona, USA, like Miss Paul. She's always watching. Hi, Miss Paul. Good morning.
Yeah. Tapos, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. May usapang passport din tayo sa serious news later on. And I
passports are very, very important.
Oh, and again, we're watching. We're getting viewers from all over the world. Malay mo, mayroon from Europe in certain areas that are watching as well. So thanks so much for joining again. Watch us live on Facebook, YouTube, like, share, and comment. Those are our links below. www.youtube.com/@BNCPHL. So we start off things by going off on the road first. So Anne, take it away.
Yes, let's check the situation in major thoroughfares at this hour. If you're about to step out of your houses, here's what to expect on the road. First up, a look at EDSA Orense in Makati. Left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Pasay City. Light traffic as of this hour. On the right side, same situation. Right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. Everything green and go. Now let's take a look at EDSA White Plains this time. Left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. You'll be stepping on your brakes as moderate to heavy traffic is already building up on that area. Opposite side, right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Cubao. Light traffic on that area. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Wednesday, guys. So vehicles with license plates ending in 5 and 6 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And what will the weather be like this Wednesday? Let's go find out from Paolo as he gives us today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Anne. Let's take a look at an update on Tropical Storm Verbena, which now intensified into a stronger system as it moves west-northwest over the West Philippine Sea. Now, as of 5 a.m., the center of Verbena was last located 130 kilometers west of Coron, Palawan. Now, this has maximum winds now of 85 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 105 kilometers per hour. It continues to move west-northwestward at 25 kilometers per hour. Let's take a look at this track here, because based on Pag-asa's track, Verbena will move west-northwest over the West Philippine Sea this morning and then pass north of the Kalayaan Islands this afternoon and in the evening. Here's a look at that track there, with the storm expected to exit the Philippine Air Responsibility by tomorrow morning. Now, after leaving the PAR, it will shift west-southwest and then gradually curve northwest to the northwest portion of East Vietnam. Now, as Verbena intensifies into a tropical cyclone, wind signal number 2 is now raised over Palawan, particularly in the Calamian Islands and the extreme northern portion of mainland Palawan. These areas should prepare for winds of greater than 62 kilometers per hour and up to 88 kilometers per hour. Now, this may be expected in at least the next 24 hours. Now, tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 is also raised in Occidental Mindoro, the northern and central portions of Palawan, including the Cuyo and Kalayaan Islands. Areas under signal number 1 may experience wind speeds of 39 to 61 kilometers per hour and an on and off rain shower situation as Verbena's outer bands continue to affect most of the region. Now, let's take a look at the weather today throughout the rest of the country, because there are 3 weather systems that are continuing to influence the conditions across the country. The northeast monsoon continues to bring in overcast skies and occasional rains, especially over the Batanes region and Ilocos Norte and Ilocos Sur, basically the entire Ilocos region, providing a cooler, slightly damp start to the day. Now, the shear line is also in effect. Now, this is where the cold and warm air meets. Now, this will trigger widespread cloudiness, scattered rain showers, and isolated thunderstorms over the Cordillera Administrative Region, Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Quezon, and Central Luzon. Now, Tropical Storm Verbena will still continue to bring rains and gusty winds over to Palawan, as we mentioned a while ago, while its trough or its extension continues to affect parts of South Luzon and the Visayas region, causing rains accompanied by strong winds over Metro Manila, Zambales, Bataan, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, Aklan, Antique, and the rest of Mimaropa. Over in the Bicol region and in Mindanao, you can expect generally fair weather with partly cloudy skies and scattered rains and thunderstorms, particularly in the afternoon and in the evening. Well, that is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now on to our top stories this morning. Former Congressman Zaldico claims that House Majority Leader and presidential son, Representative Sandro Marcos, made 50 billion pesos in budget insertions.
Noong 2023, may 9.636 billion pesos. Noong 2024, 20.174 billion pesos. At nitong 2025, 21.127 billion pesos. Lahat-lahat, ang kabuuan ay 50.938 billion pesos. At bawat taon po, sa tuwing dumarating ang BICAM budget process, lagi po may utos si Congressman Sandro na ipasok ang mga proyekto niya.
Cole made the claim, as usual, on social media, adding that Sandro Marcos was angry with him over the handling of the 2025 budget.
Ang sabi daw niya, ipatatagal ako at magpa-file ng maraming kaso laban sa akin. Kasi kulang ng 8 billion pesos yung insertion na gusto niyang ipasok. Ang dahilan daw, may mga contractor na nakapag-advance na sa kanya. At dahil hindi na ipasok ang buong halaga, kailangan daw niyang magsauli sa mga yon.
Representative Sandro was quick to respond to Co's allegations, saying that Zaldico has no credibility and is only trying to destabilize the current administration in hopes of being absolved of his crimes in the flood control scandal. So we have been talking about these videos from Zaldico. It comes in different parts, di ba? In separate episodes. Parang Netflix series nga, episode 1, episode 2. Now, I believe this is the 5th video that has been released. And katulad din nagsinabi ng ni President Marcos Jr., sabi ni Representative Sandro Marcos, it is easy for anyone to post allegations online. So, ang pinakamagandang move talaga is for Zaldico to come back to the Philippines, say all these things under oath. Kasi these allegations, although pwede naman siyang pagsimulan ng investigasyon as they are posted on social media, but they cannot be used to file a case. So parang wala rin namang mangyayari if he keeps on, spreading these videos online and without him coming home and addressing this issue, 'di ba? Parang wala talaga tayong patutunguhan.
And of course, the reply for Representative Marcos is that according to him, he feels that Zaldico's social media posts are just intended to destabilize the current administration, and of course, basically throw away yung focus ng flood control projects in the direction it has been taken so far. Now, whether or not there will be investigations afterwards, again, it will be easier kung under oath kasi siya.
Yes.
If he were under oath and back here and the process could actually start more formally, then it would have been better. But at least baka the wheels already would be turning if that were the case. But unfortunately, not quite so.
Remember when he came out with the first couple of videos and then he had lists to show, parang lists of the projects, the insertions dun sa 2025 budget. These were actually looked into already by particularly Senator Ping Lacson, and so nakita yung mga irregularities there. So wala talagang mapapatunguhan itong mga social media posts. Even if you attach the evidence there, pwede siyang imbestigahan, but again, you cannot it cannot be used to file a case in court.
Well, speaking of investigations, we move on here to Congressman Arjo Ataide and Dean Asis-Carilo, who have appeared before the Independent Commission on Infrastructure in a closed-door meeting. Now, the two lawmakers were previously accused by supposed flood control royalty Sara and Curly Discaya of receiving 10 to 20% kickbacks from anomalous flood control projects, an accusation that both Ataide and Asis-Carilo deny.
Una sa lahat, wala akong katotohanan yon. Naglabas na po ako ng official statement nung araw pa lang, nung September 8, na binanggit nila ito sa Senate Committee. Patunayan mo nila.
Representative Ataide also defended his father, businessman Art Ataide, from allegations of being his bagman.
My father is also willing to go through the investigation. Wala po kami tinatago, hindi ako magtatago, hindi ako iiwas, hindi ako lilipad ng ibang bansa. I am here to thoroughly go through the investigation to fight for my innocence.
The two lawmakers chose to attend the ICI probe to avoid trial by publicity and said they are ready to assist the ICI's investigations.
In other news, AFP Chief General Romeo Bronner Jr. setting the record straight on what he insists are fake news about him. On Bilyonaryo News Channel's On Point, Bronner addressed the clip of him in a video call with resigned Congressman Zaldico and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Congressman Kiko Barzaga shared that video on Facebook over the weekend, claiming an alleged personal allowance increase for Bronner.
It is not a personal allowance. It is the subsistence allowance of all the soldiers. Nung pong kasing 2023, yung ating Pangulo, tinanong niya ako, how can we help our soldiers? Sabi ko, sir, probably we can increase the subsistence allowance of our soldiers. Kasi yung 150 pesos kada araw para sa pagkain po ng ating mga sundalo, hindi na sapat yun. So sabi ko, maybe we can increase it. So, to how much? And then nagsabi lang ako, 350 sir, 350. And then when we computed yung cost ng mga pagkain ngayon and the calorie requirement ng mga sundalo, 380 plus yung requirement po namin. So, renound off natin to 350. And then, of course, dadaan ito sa Kongreso dahil sila po yung magbabudget. At yun nga po, na pagbigyan tayo. And then, parang one time, nag-meeting siguro sila, they wanted to report to us, to the soldiers, the good news. And I remember it was even nearing Christmas.
Despite the increase, Bronner guarantees this will not lead to blind loyalty. He also denied owning the Bronner condominium in Taguig.
Hindi po sa akin yon, yung Bronner condominium na yon. In fact, it belongs to my cousins at pinaghirapan nila yung condominium na yon. At wala pong taxpayers money na pumasok doon. Ano. If we wanted to hide it, then we could have named the condominiums another name, like maybe Sunrise Condominiums. No? But they're proud of it.
Was able to watch the interview last night on Point with General Romeo Bronner Jr. And yun nga, he was able to address these issues, these allegations that were being thrown at him. And also, one thing that I liked about the interview as well, when Pinky asked about, kasi si Senator Panfilo Lacson has said that merong mga nag-aaya sa kanya na mag-join sa parang civil military junta, you know, to go against the government, and dinededma lang niya yon. Those were his words in a radio interview. He said dinededma lang niya itong mga ganitong invitations. And General Romeo Bronner Jr. said also that he knows that there are calls for the military to have civil military junta, coup d'etat, but he says no to these things because they will remain loyal to the Constitution, and ayaw niya ng anything na parang shortcut. Diba? Coup d'etat, change in government, because not only will it affect the people, it will also affect the economy. Kumbaga, lahat tayo will suffer if something like this happen, if something extra-constitutional will happen.
Well, as we mentioned a while ago, this actually also stems from yung viral video that went about, shown by Representative Kiko Barzaga, again talking about the alleged personal allowance increase, and of course some real estate that was allegedly his. The address was made in the interview with Pinky on Point, so you can all check that out as well, just to see his statements in full. As we move on here, because the BIR letter of authority scam is worse than the flood control scandal, this according to Senator J.V. Ejercito. Ejercito says that up to 70% of the supposed LOA collections are pocketed by corrupt officials, as opposed to the anomalous flood control projects where kickbacks only reach 25%.
Doon ako nalulungkot 70% yung baliktad 70% yung nawawala. 30% lang ang pinapasok.
The BIR has suspended all field audits and related operations while they review their policies to avoid further abuse, a move that lawmakers support.
Let's give the chance to the new BIR commissioner to institute reforms. Sabi ko nga, dapat maglagay siya ng consistent policies, no, na talagang halimbawa kung na-clear na yung mga nakaraang taon, hindi na dapat balikan yon.
In other news, former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque denies that he was arrested by the authorities in his residence in The Hague, Netherlands. Roque told political vlogger Maharlika on a Facebook Live that the authorities were unable to fly him to Vienna due to 2 medical certificates stating he is unfit to fly. Abante first reported that Roque was apprehended by immigration officers on Tuesday. Roque's passport was previously canceled by the Pasig Regional Trial Court and the Department of Foreign Affairs. He is facing charges of qualified human trafficking in connection to his alleged role in illegal pogo in Pampanga.
Again, it's being...
Sorry you got cut there.
No worries.
We were going to be talking about Harry Roque and his canceled passport. But tune in to BNC if you want to keep updated on these matters. But here we go with our first cup of tea for this morning. Actress Sara Labati allegedly kicked out of a socialite party. This tea circulated on social media after the Tatler Ball last week, where many attendees headed straight to a certain restaurant for an after party. A source told Abante that the incident did in fact happen and that a lot of other celebrities sympathized with the actress. There is no information as to why she was quietly asked to leave the bar. A source connected to the restaurant told Abante that it is likely that all parties would stay mum about the issue. However, netizens would not put it to rest, coming up with unconfirmed theories involving Rocio, is it Rocio or Rocio? And Inigo Zobel. Both Rocio and Sarah were linked to Marty Romualdez, the son of former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. I read an article about this and sabi nga pinalabas siya but very very quietly. They did not make a scene naman and it was very kumbaga parang a polite, I guess, way of ushering her out. Pero syempre all eyes were on them as she was ushered out of that particular bar.
So much so na pinag-uusapan natin. I mean, that's one of the things that I think really made what took notice, and syempre people are making connections. Now, whether or not they are true, we can't say. Again, not knowing the reason why.
Oo nga now people are speculating.
Yeah, mahirap yung speculation, especially when it comes to yung mga social cues and events that we might not be privy to.
That's
so
true.
Let's see how this develops and whether or not there's more drama happening over on social media.
Now for our next cup of tea, Kim Atienza got a new tattoo to remember his late daughter, Eman. The TV host got inked with a musical note and butterfly, the same tattoo that Eman had behind her ear. Kuya Kim shared the tattoo on his Instagram with a quote from Friedrich Nietzsche: "Those who were dancing were thought insane by those who could not hear the music," which is the same quote that inspired his daughter. Kim adds at the end, simply be a little kind. That's such a sweet gesture.
I'm actually interested why Nietzsche was used to quote in general because of his reputation as a philosopher. But yeah, I mean, like I'm not surprised that they are still remembering Eman, and of course our hearts still go out to the entire family, the entire Atienza family, because it's a tough loss, and I'm sure that there is going to be, it will not be forgotten anytime soon by anyone, really. And I'm sure Kuya Kim will keep her alive in his actions, his words, and of course in his day-to-day.
And that is our tea for this morning. Now, coming up next, the 2025 Pharmacists Licensure Exam results are out. 3,670 passed out of 4,555 examinees, but only one claimed the top spot. Today's guest is the country's newest #1, Sean Jan Ilagan, the top-notcher of the 2025 Pharmacists Licensure Exam. He shares his journey to success when Beautiful Day returns.
You
back to Beautiful Day. A Batanggenyo topped the charts with an impressive 95.47% rating in this year's Pharmacists Licensure Exam. How did he do it? Let's go find out. Representing Lyceum of the Philippines University, Batangas, please welcome the 2025 Top 1 pharmacist, Sean Jan Ilagan, RPH, here with us today on The Hangout. Hello there, Sean. Beautiful day to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning po, Miss Anne and Sir Paolo.
Good morning. So unang-una sa lahat, congratulations on topping this year's Pharmacy Licensure Exam. Woo!
Thank you po.
So, nung una mong nakita yung results, when you saw your name there, what went through your mind? And in-expect mo ba na ikaw yung magiging top-notcher?
Well, actually, ma'am, I was not really expecting it to top the board exam because actually po, nung even after the day po ng board exam, nung day 2 po ng board exam, nag-message po sa akin yung father ko. He was asking how it went, kumusta naman po yung exam. And I said, pasado naman because I was not really expecting yung performance po na sana gusto ko sa boards. Parang hindi po siya yung nangyari because we had 6 modules po for the board exams and I was only sure of 2. So yung 4 po na modules, parang hindi po ako sure talaga. And actually yung unang module po, parang nahirapan po talaga ako. And parang yung correct answer ko lang po na binilang ko was 60, around 60, roughly 60 to 65. So medyo hindi pa po siya cut out para po mag top notch ganon. So sabi ko na lang po na basta po makuha ko yung license, maging pharmacist po by the end of the year, okay na po yun. Bonus na po yung pag-top notch.
Grabe. Sean, first of all, congratulations once again. Can you give us siguro a preview or rather look back into the curtain kung ano yung mental state mo while taking the entire test? Because na-mention mo nga that out of the 6 modules, siguro 4 of them, there was a bit of siguro unsureness happening when it comes to taking that test. How was the entire process for you?
Well, to be honest po, the board exam po was a really humbling experience. As you know, as any board exam taker would say, you can never be prepared. You can never be 100% prepared at sabihin mo sa sarili mo na, okay, 100% na akong ready to take the boards. Because anxiety, fear, and self-doubt would really kick in, most especially days before the board exam. So, what I did na lang po was, well, the exam was mentally and physically exhausting, at least for me. Naramdaman po ng katawan ko yung pagod ko, even physically.
Yeah.
Well, I focused na lang po on staying calm, trusting in what I already know, and my preparation, and of course, praying for clarity as well.
Grabe. You're right. You're never 100% ready. You're only 95.47% ready. Kasi yan po yung score mo sa bar.
Oh, and you know, ang hirap ng preparation for bar exam kasi I have friends na nagpe-prepare dyan before pero syempre years ago na bar exam yon. But you know, hindi mo sila makausap, hindi mo sila maaya anywhere because they're really concentrating. May mga study group yan. Tapos talagang nagpe-prepare sila. Were there any setbacks or challenges, obstacles that you had to face as you were preparing for the exams?
So, actually, ma'am and sir, even before the review, even before the review started, I was actually contemplating whether I take the boards dito po November
okay.
or next year po because of financial constraints. And of course, mahal din po yung mag-enroll sa review center, and then
Right.
first time ko lang din pong mag-move out and to live outside of the province para po for months, for 5 months, 6 months, para po mag-prepare for the boards. And you know, on top of that, yung being away from family din po. So, but I decided to take the boards na din po para maka-help na din po sa family. And I was, lahat po yun ay possible with the help of my loved ones and my titos and titas who extended their help para po maigapang po ang pangarap na to.
Sean, na-mention mo, I know this is very personal, na-mention mo there were financial struggles, you having to move away from the province, living by yourself, and of course, having to rely on others. Can you tell us a bit about yung moments na yun? Because, again, it is incredible that you were able to focus pa rin on your review, on your studies, to make sure that you ended up on top. Well, yung goal mo was to get the license, and siguro bonus na yung maging top 1. But can you tell us a bit more about siguro the hardest moments wherein you felt the most unsure dito sa preparation mo?
Well, I think yun nga po, due to financial constraints, I had to make a decision whether I take the boards earlier or later. Pero I think God really provided and paved the way because earlier this year po, I was able to get a job din po based on abroad, which is related also to what I am currently studying yun, sa pharmacy po. So, nagkaroon din po ako ng extra income. I was able to provide for myself during my stay sa Manila nung 5 months po. So, naka-help din po yun.
You mentioned already yung support that you're getting from your family, yung support system mo. Since losing your mom, you have been single-handedly raised by yung daddy mo, right? So how did your family react when they found out na hindi ka lang pumasa sa bar, ikaw pa ay top-notcher?
Well, it was actually...
Ang laking bonus nun, di ba? You're just really after the licensure, tapos biglang ikaw pa yung top-notcher. That is something huge, something to celebrate. Anong reaction ng family mo, particularly your dad?
It was actually funny po kasi one moment, talagang lahat po kami aligaga kasi we were expecting that the results will be released earlier, at least 3 days after the boards.
Wow, okay.
November 19 po, but it was extended up until November 21, which was the intended release date naman po ng PRC.
Okay.
And nagkataon pa po noon na Miss Universe pa po noon, so lahat po kami parang hindi po alam kung saan.
Kung saan manonood?
So, nung umaga po parang nanonood po kami ng Miss Universe, tapos mamaya mag-check na naman ng PRC page, may release na ba? Baka mamaya
Medyo
biglang
tangin yung attention.
Opo.
Okay.
So, the results were released at very unprecedented time. Talagang siguro po nung time na yun, medyo pagod na din po mag-check ng PRC. I was actually, nagtitiktok po ako, nanonood po ako ng live ng isa sa mga batchmates ko po. And then, I actually received the good news sa isa po sa mga lecturer sa review center na na-enrollan ko. And then, she extended her congratulations na hinanap niya daw po yung name ko sa list of passers. And then, nung time po na yun, parang hindi ko pa po alam kung meron na po talagang release ng result. And then, we had a consensus po, yung mga ka-dorm ko. Anim po kami kasi sa dorm. Na kung sino man po yung unang makakita ng results, sabihin na po agad sa group chat para wala na po kami, hindi na po kami kakabahan. Sabi po niya, 6 out of 6 daw po. So, lahat po kami nakapasa sa dorm namin. So, ayun po. And then, but I still made an effort to find my name dun sa list of passers para, I want to cherish the moment. And then, as I clicked po dun sa list of top-notchers, nagulat po ako kasi naka-zoom po yung document. So, tas nakita ko po, unang-una po yung pangalan ko. Nagulat po lahat po dito, pati po kapitbahay namin. Kasi, yun nga po, may nag-iiyakan, may nagsisigawan, gano'n. Tapos, very gabing-gabi na po nun. So, yun po.
Ba, akala ng mga kapitbahay mo, nanalo yung Miss Philippines sa Miss Universe.
Grabe, imagine mo yung emotions, no? Kasi syempre, inaabangan mo tong listada, tapos nanonood ka ng Miss Universe, and napaka-tensyonado din nung pageant.
Saan ka mas na-stress? Sa PRC results o
sa Miss Universe?
Tensyon ng top 5?
Parang mas nakaka-tension po yung sa PRC po talaga. Ilang days din po namin yung inintay ng mga kabatch ko.
Oo, nag-prepare sila doon, tsaka sila mismo yung involved. But yeah, di ba, imagine mo, kasi palipat-lipat yung attention nila from the list. And, it's crazy.
Grabe talaga yung Miss Universe. Alright, obviously, kanina we showed the photos of, I believe, yung nanay mo dati. And then, of course, your sister as well. again, from a personal standpoint, I'm sure that there were prayers shared, the moments shared also after na nakuha mo yung top notch sa PRC. What would her reaction been like if she were here today? Would you have any idea or have you thought about that, especially with yung dad mo?
Yes po. Well, I think my mom would be really, really, really happy kasi she has been very supportive since day one. No? And although wala po siya dito to witness several of my graduations and achievements, I know she would be really, really proud. And actually, to share po, I was not able to visit her po kasi nung November 1 because I was sick for a week. No, before I was sick for a week po. So before I go to Manila, I made sure to visit po my mom. And I prayed to her po. And I actually asked for a sign. Sabi ko, if ever man po na pumasa ako, bigyan mo ako ng sign. And then, I actually sabi ko po nun, kung mag-top man ako or magpumasa ako, as yun yung sign po ay kung may makikita akong dadaan na na ibon. And then as I uttered that word or kaya yung sa kanya pong grave, there were two birds na nakita ko as in, and I take it as a sign na my mother really helped me achieve this achievement.
You
That's
know,
nice.
you know what they say, they never really leave us.
Oh, yeah.
'Di ba? Parang they're here. They're not here physically, but as long as they're there in your heart, they remain in your heart. They never leave. They're just there to guide you. So sign yun from your mom. But you know what? I'm a mom myself. I mean, I'm a parent myself, and I know the difficulty of raising a child. And yung daddy mo, single dad siya, supporting not just you but yung sister mo also, 'di ba? Close ba kayo ng daddy mo? What's he like as a father? Kamusta yung relationship niyo?
Well, my father and I have a steady and supportive relationship. No? Very quiet lang po ang aking dad at saka ako. Yung quiet lang po yung relationship namin.
Okay.
Pero deep, I know na yung sineshare po namin is really, really deep. And, most especially after the passing of my mom. So siya po talaga yung naging anchor namin for my sister and for me as well. So I'm really, really grateful for my dad po kasi ginapang niya po talaga yung pag-aaral namin. Hindi lang po pag-aaral, sa lahat po ng aspect. And hindi ko po alam kung how he was able to manage it, pero po talaga, very, very proud of my dad po.
How about your sister naman? I'm sure that she also played a role in terms of yung support para sa'yo. How was that relationship like?
For my sister naman po, very supportive din po siya sa journey ko. Actually, pharmacy was not really my first choice. Talagang very, very coincidentally, yung first choice ko po talaga was chemical engineering, which is the same licensure exam na nirelease din po nung same date po ng nitong 2020.
Pakahirap naman. Okay.
But it was actually my sister who really pushed me na mag-pharma kahit dahil yun nga po, kahit po mahal ang medicine, ang course na to, ang pharmacy in general. So siya din po yung nag-push, and habang nagre-review din po ako and all throughout my preparation since college, talagang siya po ang isa sa mga naging support system ko po, at saka yun, tumulong din po sa akin.
It's good to see that yung family mo is there for every step of the way. Your dad being a single dad, so difficult. Your sister also obviously being support. And siguro, hindi naman siya taking credit na nag-pharma ka instead of Chem-Eng. Tama ba?
Siguro po.
Oo. But at the same time, it's a good thing that you asked your mom to give you a sign at hindi dumalaw kasi baka maka-heart attack pa tayong lahat when talking about that.
Okay lang naman din yung dumalaw actually.
I don't know, Sean, ha? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, okay na ako sa ibon.
I mean, I'm okay with my dad making dalaw.
No. But okay, now that you topped yung bar, what's next for you? You mentioned you already found work on the side to be able to supplement yung income mo, to actually be okay outside of the province. Pero what's next for you, especially knowing that you have topped the licensure examination?
Well, I'm still discerning po my next steps, but talaga nakikita ko po ang sarili ko sa academe po. Yan po.
Okay.
In academe po. I want to personally first give back sa mga institution who helped me achieve this dream of mine, or to who helped me achieve this license po. So I want to give back po muna sa institution na tumulong po talaga sa akin po.
Okay. Well, now that you are a newly licensed pharmacist, what is your perspective on the Philippine healthcare system? Meron bang mga changes or improvements that you would like to see?
O, di ba? Pang Miss Universe yung tanong.
That's right.
Well, there's a lot of potential naman po in terms of the healthcare system, but undoubtedly, marami pa rin pong challenges. Malayo pa po tayo sa ideal, sa gusto natin. No? We see stories of people, public hospitals who continue to struggle with the scarcity ng resources, insufficient staffing, no, healthcare workers that are overworked yet they are underpaid, and it's actually disheartening to see to witness patients na who would wait for long hours, even for days in lines to just to receive the basic necessity, the basic care that they rightfully deserve. Kailangan pa po nilang hingin, kailangan pa po nilang mag-wait ng days para lang makuha yon. So hopefully the local and national government would work on these things, because both the Filipino worker, Filipino healthcare worker, and the Filipino people deserve a good healthcare system.
Right. I find it very interesting that yung initial thought mo after topping yung exam na to is to venture back into the academe and give back to the institutions that helped you get there. Yan ba yung advocacy mo, yung education in terms of making sure that the next generation or even your generation of healthcare providers are up to par with what you have in mind is the ideal? Again, parang Miss Universe yung tanong, pero
Diba?
yes. Is that yung advocacy mo?
Well, yes, I think as an newly licensed pharmacist po, we are termed as medication experts nga po in the healthcare team. Well, I want to advocate for correct medication use, kasi aside from, well, I will say it's ironic kasi we're talking about access to medicine, pero may nakikita din po tayo na mga stories in social media that the public are nagkakaroon po sila ng access to also in disinformation and misinformation about medicine, and which would lead to also added burdens, financial burdens, some of them would lead to complications and even death. So, yun po talaga yung advocacy ko, to advocate for correct medication use as a pharmacist. Kasi as pharmacists, we are the safeguard nga po. Parang we safeguard the public from, ang medicines po could either be life-saving or could be threatening. Depende na lang po sa gamit.
Grabe yung answer
Ganda
na yan.
answer niya,
Yung
no?
answer niya, hindi lang pang third runner-up, no?
Oo. So, ikaw na si Mr. Pharmacist 2025. But now that you've passed, Sean, anong advice mo for future bar exam takers?
Well, marami na din po nagtatanong sa akin, even sa chat po, kung how I prepared, how long I prepared for the board exams. But I always say na my preparation did not start nung 5 months ago when I decided to review sa review center. It did not start nung nagpe-prepare kami ng mga exams, ng mga drills, pre-boards. It started the moment you choose to enroll, or I choose to enroll sa pharmacy school. So, still ang magiging baon po natin sa board exams would be the basics that we already know during our 4. Some of us even had to finish the degree 5, 6, 7 years. So, yun po talaga yung you and also a healthy mindset po, because again, yun nga pong board exam, it's a really humbling experience. It will test your mental capacity, even po yung health mo, yung physical health mo talaga. I-challenge niya po kayo, bawal magkasakit. You'll drink lots of vitamins, supplements para lang maiwasan yung mga klaseng sakit po. So, you have to really prepare with purpose, and you show up every day. Laging sinasabi po sa amin sa review center, because the moment na hindi ka mag-show up, yun yung chance, yun yung moment na wala ka ng chance, no? So you show up every day, even if you're scared, even if even if it's uncertain, you show up, kasi by showing up, that's when you know na meron kang shoot, or meron kang shot, or meron kang chance of passing or even topping the board exams po.
You miss 100% the shots you don't take. Sean, before we let you go, we have two last questions. Anne has our final one. But then ako personally, I want to give you this opportunity because it's never about the individual. I know we're celebrating you as an individual, as the top-notcher. Pero na-mention mo kanina that you had an incredible support system behind you. Yung family mo, yung sister mo, yung dad mo, your mom, as well as the rest of the relatives that you had. I want to give you this opportunity to siguro honor them in this public forum kasi I'm sure you've already said the words to them in private, but then what would you like to let the world know about how they helped you?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank personally God po, kasi I personally believe na God carried me through. Parang kasama ko po siya talaga habang nagsasagot ako ng board exam. Yung mga unsure kong answers, He made it correct. Personally, parang hindi ko po alam paano talaga po nangyari. It's really unexpected, but I bring back every bit of glory to Him. So, and then of course to my family, to my tata and to my ate, to my titos and titas who supported me talagang. Yung iba po, they are saying their silent prayer. Ang tatay ko po talagang pumunta pa ng napakaaga para lang magsimba at maghain ng panalangin po sa church during our day 1 and day 2 ng board exam. And also to my friends, sa mga dormmates ko po, who really helped. Talagang iba po yung bond na gawa po namin with this journey. Yung iyakan, yung mga tawanan, yung mga review session namin, they really help po a lot talaga po. And yun po.
All right, Sean, before we let you go, our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
Well, of course, what makes my day beautiful po is, finally living the dream po of becoming a pharmacist. And hopefully, I always pray for this, na sana po itong achievement na to would pave its way, sana po gamitin ako ng Diyos to be an extension of His healing hands, because at the end of the day, yun talaga po yung purpose ko in life.
Thank you so much for your time, Sean Jan Ilagan. We wish you all the best on your journey as a licensed pharmacist. Congratulations again. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you po, sir and ma'am.
Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Sir and ma'am talaga no?
I think kailangan na natin i-admit na tito-tita na tayo.
Kanina ko pa sinasabi sa'yo, sir and ma'am daw.
You asked him a while ago kung nabasa niya yung results. Oh, did you see it in the newspaper?
Sorry naman.
We move on by asking, how can nuclear science help solve the country's plastic pollution problem? Dr. Jordan Madrid of PNRI joins us next, right here on Beautiful Day. Don't go. Welcome back to What's a Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is calling for stronger science-driven solutions to the growing crisis of plastic pollution, a key message at the IAEA High-Level Forum held in Manila. One of the country's main partners in this effort is DOST Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, working with the IAEA through the New Tech Plastics to use nuclear and radiation technologies for better plastic waste management. Joining us today is Dr. Jordan Madrid of PNRI to discuss how nuclear science can help the Philippines fight plastic pollution. Magandang umaga, Dr. Madrid, and welcome to Beautiful Day.
Magandang umaga, Sir Paolo, at sa ating mga tagapakinig, taga-subaybay. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Good morning.
Doc, let's take a look first at how nuclear science can actually address plastic pollution in the Philippines, because people have this notion when we talk about nuclear science that it is, while powerful, a bit destructive. How can it be used to help address yung plastic pollution in the country?
Yeah, first and foremost, yun na nga, when we usually do this dissemination activities to the public, the usual question that we got is, if you're using nuclear or radiation technologies in your projects or in your activities, are the end products safe? So what we are offering at PNRI are nuclear radiation science technologies and innovation that produces products which are non-radioactive. Meaning, if we treat these materials with radiation, they themselves do not become radioactive. It's just like getting an X-ray. Hindi naman tayo nagiging radioactive after we expose ourselves to X-rays. And in the context of plastic pollution, nuclear and radiation science and technology is offering an alternative methodology, an alternative procedure wherein we can upcycle plastic wastes, turning them into useful products. Like in our project, we aim to convert them into construction materials without using chemical additives and without using high temperature catalysts. So we are providing an alternative pathway which is relatively greener compared to other conventional methodologies.
I think one of the key terms you use there is upcycling instead of accelerating yung decomposition or even recycling. Let's talk about new tech plastics as well, because this is the term used for your efforts here. What is new tech plastics and why is it important, or how will it address yung mga waste problems po natin?
Right. So the Philippines, being a member state of the United Nations, we are also part of the International Atomic Energy Agency as a member state. And the New Tech Plastics Initiative is actually an IAEA's flagship initiative to address the global challenges of plastic pollution. Of course, it promotes the use of nuclear science and technology to also contribute to solving the plastic pollution problem globally. So the nuclear science and technology, the new tech plastics, it has two components. We have the upstream and the downstream. And my team at the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, we are basically involved in the upstream component, wherein we are using radiation science and technology so that we can, for treating existing plastic wastes and render them fit for reuse. And what we are basically doing is extending their current recycling potential, and we are giving them higher value reuse.
So you mentioned the capacity to reuse it, and of course upcycling a while ago. When we take a look at yung radiation technologies na to and its practicality, especially when it comes to future use for any industrial or maybe home use, just what are the practical uses of this particular technology, and what concrete solutions can we see being derived from the nuclear radiation?
Yeah, in the context of radiation science and technology for plastic, for mitigating plastic pollution, yung nabanggit ko nga kanina, we can use this technology as an alternative technology to the conventional procedure of like recycling, wherein, because as we all know, when we use recycled plastic wastes, their mechanical properties, most of the time, if not all of the time, are inferior compared to those of virgin materials.
Yes.
So what the industry is doing if they are going to use recycled materials, they are adding chemical additives to enhance the properties. But at Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, we use our team uses radiation technology, so we do away with the chemical additives, and we still get the same enhancement in the mechanical properties. And that is what we are offering. And actually, we are partnering with a private company, Envirotech Waste Recycling Incorporated, wherein we are turning these plastic scraps into building construction materials, housing construction materials.
So, just for clarity's sake, and just to re-emphasize it, your methods are not necessarily trying to accelerate its decomposition, but rather strengthening the material again for reuse in other efforts such as construction material. Is that a correct interpretation?
Tama yun, Paolo. Because if we look at plastics, okay, most people, kapag nagamit na nila yung plastics, they throw them away.
Yeah.
They treat them as trash, as scraps. But my team at PNRI, at the OST, we're looking at them as a possible feedstock, as a resource. Because these plastics, they're made of polymers, they're made of materials, and actually we are using these materials because of the convenience that they gave to us of using them. And so, rather than throwing them away, we're looking at them, okay, how can we re-engineer the plastic so that it can still be used, we can prolong its lifetime, therefore maximizing the economic potential of this material, because instead of like extracting oil and they're turning them into virgin resins, if we can use this recycled plastic waste, as their feedstock, I think that has a very significant economic impact.
Doc, can you tell us a bit more about the volume of plastic waste and how quickly or what the process is like converting it into more reusable material? Let's say for construction, as you mentioned a while ago. What's the process like and how much volume are we actually talking about?
Okay. In the previous study supported by the Philippine government and the World Bank Group, I think that this was 2019, around 2.7 million metric tons of plastic waste are produced by the Filipinos annually.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we're not solving the whole plastic problem. Just like what I mentioned, we are contributing. Kasi this is a very big problem. And the solution is if we can get the contributions from the different sectors, from the various sectors, to contribute and help solve this problem, I think that would be the ideal situation.
Of course.
So in our case, we are dealing with, or we are trying to recycle, we are using as feedstock the plastic waste, which are known as the soft plastics, and also those which are being used as rigid plastics, as containers, for example, of soap and shampoos. So, yung mga plastics na yon, sila yung kinokolekta ng aming private company counterpart at base in Davao, and then we convert them, we shred them, and then portion of the plastics we irradiate at PNRI using the electron beam facility at the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute. Then the irradiated and the plastic scraps which are not irradiated, we basically blend them, melt them, and then convert them into different shapes depending on the target application. So as per the volume, I think, for example, yung aming tinatayong bahay ngayon sa Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, which is a prototype house that demonstrates the feasibility of using this plastics product or this construction materials made from plastic wastes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, around 3 to 4 or more than 4 tons of plastic waste being incorporated in the house.
Okay. Well, I wish we had more data on yung strength nito when it comes to it being. Do we have the data on that as a construction material?
Yes. Paano ba? Kasi as a researcher, of course, we are mainly focused on the science part of the project.
Yes.
However, during the in the application portion, we discussed this with our colleagues from DPWH. So we had a meeting with them, I think, just this year. And when we discussed them and showed them our figures, our results, they mentioned to us that the product is indeed strong, that we might consider going into structural applications.
All right, so we're going to see if that could develop even further. But of course, we're going to have to wrap things up in just a bit. But then I had that notion a while ago, yung stereotype na yun, that when you talk about nuclear technology, that it's a bit more dangerous because of the talk of radiation and the talk of the fact that it could cause some harm, especially for health. What is your long-term vision for the Philippines in terms of the application of nuclear technology, in terms of environmental protection, and making sure that people don't see it as a danger when it comes to yung health nila and when it comes to other things outside the hospital?
Yeah. That point, Paolo, our team at the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, we have this program of educating. We are always every year we have this program of disseminating the outputs of the institute, so that the people, the public, will learn about the beneficial effects of nuclear energy. Because sabi mo nga, kapag nabanggit ang nuclear energy, ang naisip ng mga tao is either nuclear power or, well, sadly, bomba. However, at the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, we are actually focusing on the non-energy applications of nuclear energy. Saan ito ginagamit? Sa health, sa environmental protection, industrial applications, agricultural applications. And all of this are basically the fundamentals are based on the interaction of radiation, ionizing radiation, with the different materials. And so the long-term vision is, of course, for this particular project, the PREX plastic project, which is being implemented by DOST PNRI and ITDI together with Envirotech, is that the product will eventually be used by the public. That they will accept the product, that yung notion nila na this will be radioactive will be dispelled. Of course, that will not be an easy task, but we hope that through public demonstrations, through dissemination, through this platform, maraming salamat, Paolo, for giving this opportunity to us to discuss our project, that the product is safe, that it could be used not only for energy or for not only for power applications, but for various applications as well.
Doc, we really appreciate your time and we appreciate the insights that you've given, and hopefully this project does take wing and becomes more practical and more used widespread in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, he is from the DOST Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, Dr. Jordan Madrid. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Now we've got more stories for you after the break, plus your horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Beautiful day.
We are off to a great start to our day. We had a great conversation, of course, with the top licensure exam examinee, of course, for pharmacy, right?
Yes.
And the Sean coming in with his great
Na-realize
story.
ko nga, sabi ng bar exam, hindi pala bar, board exam. There you go, I correct myself.
And of course, we also had a conversation with the PNRI as well, talking about how plastics could be upcycled and reused by using irradiation technology. But of course, on that, as much as we talk about yung mga solid things, we also have to talk about what the stars have in store for us.
That's right.
Grabing segue na, nahirap.
Let's go find out if it's going to be a lucky day for us or not. Let's find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning,
beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ngayong araw ng Wednesday, November 26. Simulan natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. May pagtatapat ng damdamin mula sa isang taong matagal nang may gusto sa'yo. White at 2. Kay Ox naman tayo, may darating na offer na dapat pag-isipan maigi. Green at 7. Kay Tiger naman tayo, magpatingin kung matagal nang may masakit sa ulo mo. Brown at 5. Kay Rapid naman tayo, maging romantiko si partner ngayong araw, kaya sulitin na ang bonding moments. Pink at 6. Kay Drago naman tayo, maghugas agad ng kamay kapag galing sa labas. Yellow at 9. Kay Snake naman tayo, may lihim na tagahanga, ngunit tahimik lang siya muna. Orange at 8. Ito naman, Care of the Horsey, magpahinga ng maaga ngayong gabi para makabawi sa pagod mo. Violet at 3. Kay Ship naman tayo, may matututunan bagong system o software. I-embrace ito. Gold at 4. Kay Monkey naman tayo, may padating na changes sa schedule mo. Matuto maging flexible. Blue at 6. Kay Rooster naman tayo, panahon na para bigyan halaga ang sarili bago ang ibang tao. Red at 1. Kay Dog naman tayo, mag-vitamins at iwasan ang labis na stress, lalo na tuwing hapon. Gray at 5. Kay Pig naman tayo, may extra work pero may kasamang reward yan. Silver at 8. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang dahil ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. May matututunan daw akong bagong software.
Ayun, at ako matulog daw ako.
Software, app na lang siguro. Tapos ikaw matulog ka.
Which is easier
Tulog,
to,
what's that?
I don't know.
How
I'm
many
not sure.
hours of sleep do you usually get?
What sleep? But of course.
I always say that.
Yes, that's true. But that's because you refuse to stop working. But of course, we actually have people online right now saying hello.
Yes, we have Jerwin Dowie from Facebook saying hi. John Victor is always watching us on YouTube, Blast TV, and Digital TV. Hello, John Victor. And we have Michael Angelo Chiu on YouTube saying, good morning, Miss Anne and Tito Paolo, the great professor. You have a new title. Every day you're getting new titles.
At least hindi ninong. Kasi kung ninong may expectation na kailangan magbigay ng
Now you gave them an
regalo.
idea.
Hindi, tito lang tayo, guys. Alright? Okay na tayo sa tito,
We draw
sa
the line
kuya.
at tito.
Oo. Pero kay,
Tito, tita.
kay Ann, it's definitely Auntie Ann or Ninang Ann.
Oh
Okay?
my
So
God.
either works. Either works.
Auntie Anne, I can actually be sponsored by Auntie Anne.
Ayun.
Auntie Anne, if you're...
Humingi ng sponsor live on air
If
si
you're
Ann.
listening, pwede nyo akong i-sponsor.
Oo. Also,
Diba?
if you're a pager company or beeper company who wants to make a comeback, ito si Ann has found love via beepers and pagers. So make sure that you reach out to her when it
Ay,
comes to
nako,
that.
dating me all the time.
Yes, sir.
Let us move on. Cote d'Ivoire's Olivia Yasse is at the center of a Miss Universe controversy after pageant president Raul Rocha claimed her weak passport hurt her chances of winning the 2025 crown. Yasse stepped down from her title as Miss Universe Africa and Oceania just 2 days after placing fourth runner-up to Mexico's Fatima Bosch. In a live video, Rocha said Yasse's Ivorian passport requires visas for 175 countries, making global travel difficult for a title holder. He suggested that if she had won, she might have spent a year in her apartment due to travel limitations. The comments sparked backlash, including from Miss Guadalupe Ophélie Maisonneuve, who questioned whether Rocha was, quote, finding a racist excuse for the fact that you didn't choose someone who was highly qualified for this job, end of quote. She also said Yasse holds an American passport. Yasse has not confirmed whether she has dual citizenship. Now, the controversy has also raised questions about whether passport strength is indeed a factor in the pageant. It has also renewed calls to restore live scoring to show how judges rate each contestant. Now, I think this calls for some hot takes. Woo, controversial. We love controversy on this show. But everybody's talking about that. Since the launch of Miss Universe, wala namang naging announcement na yung passport strength or travel history is a requirement for candidates. And sabi nga ni Miss Guadalupe, I love saying her name, Fili Mezino, sabi niya in her statement that si Olivia Yase, although she has not yet addressed this issue, she has a U.S. passport. So if she
Allegedly?
does have, allegedly, if it's true, syempre may visa access siya to 180 countries and the U.S. passport is number 11 on the Henley Passport Index. If you compare it to the passport, kung passport lang ang pag-uusapan, si Fatima Bosch, the winner, she has a Mexican passport, which has access to 157 countries, number 23 on the HPI. So medyo mas may power yung passport ni Olivia Yase if she does have a U.S. passport.
Our global ranking for the Philippine passport is at 72.
Oo.
We have...
But we have so many Miss Universe queens.
In recent memory.
Diba? Yeah.
It was a hindi naman landslide, but then we have been competing and winning and getting near the top for many years since
Yes.
Pia Wurtzbach in particular. It has been... again, the whole passport controversy, I think it became a bit overblown after the statements made by Mr. Rocha and of course Ms. Guadalupe as well, because it could be a factor because they want a queen who's able to move around freely.
No, but the thing is, hindi siya requirement. So, if this will be a reason for the delegate to be judged accordingly dahil sa weak passport, dapat from the start, requirement na siya agad na you need to have a US passport maybe, or you're able to travel to different countries. Kasi the countries, I believe, they pay for a license fee para mag-participate sa Miss Universe. So if this is going to be a problem pala, i-judge pala sila based on the weakness of the passport, why do they have to be part of the Miss Universe pageant? Alam naman nilang hindi sila mananalo,
Again,
diba?
medyo mahina yung passport natin and we still
Oo,
win.
yun
Alright?
nga. So it's not a requirement.
Yeah, so another thing is, well, this is called hot takes. Do you have a hot take when it comes to this?
I think naghahanap lang siya. Oh my gosh, this is so, baka ipahuli ako kasi I
Huwag
saw
ka
an
nang pumunta
article.
Ivory Coast.
No, welcome ako sa Cote d'Ivoire, but I cannot go to Mexico.
Oh, go.
But, ayan, nakalimutan ko yung sasabihin ko. But, no. Kasi I read an article na medyo parang he's going after yung mga media outlets that are spreading these allegations about him and si Miss Fatima Bosch. And also, kasi di ba may mga allegations na sila daw.
Wait lang, what
Tapos
is your hot
My
take?
hot take is, I think he is just trying to find an excuse out of this whole mess. Kasi it's very controversial. People are saying that, yun nga, the allegations na this was planned ahead because he apparently or reportedly, meron daw silang deal with the father of Miss Mexico. So I think he's just finding his way out of this whole hullabaloo.
My hot take, it's not really a hot take anymore because people are calling for it. So the live scoring. But I want the live scoring to be boxing style. Kada round, ilalabas yung mga score.
They were
of the
doing
top one.
that
Wait
before.
lang. I know, pero gusto ko boxing style, like literal boxing style na kada round.
May score.
May and then, okay, ganito yan So, the way it works in boxing is that we actually see the official scores at the very end.
The very end.
But there is typically unofficial score happening live as the round per round. So, imagine nyo, makakita mo yung whoever analysis the network gets of round per round scoring niya. And then we can compare that to the official scores at the end. Pero makita natin yung transparency.
Yeah.
That would be really fun. Great TV, all right? Two, a lot of conversations will be had, and of course, the importance of certain events. Makita natin talaga yung analysis ng mga experts will have more industry knowledge. And just, I don't know, I just think it will be a great way to do it. And it's a sport anyway. It feels like it. So you combine the best practices, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, show the scores, which they did naman before.
Yes.
Lumalabas yun sa side with the contestant. And bring back the accounting firm that takes care of the tallying of the scores. Then everything will be transparent. If we're after transparency and accountability sa government, pwede din yan sa Miss Universe. And that is our hot takes for today. Sponsored by Hot Cakes sana in the future.
And we have only how many days before Christmas? We have only 29 beautiful days of Christmas. Malapit na po ang December. So we are getting there. Hopefully you have your Christmas shopping already down pat or your plans for all of it. Remember, we are open to receiving gifts. We cannot give it, but we are open to receiving them. That's a wrap on our show this Wednesday, November 26. Thanks so much for joining us. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead. And always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful Day.